High reps versus low reps. The debate has been going on forever. We're about to settle this thing right now. This is my personal experience with over 25 years of training in the gym, and I'm going to share it with you. Stay tuned. Low reps is usually in the 4 to 8 category, and what it usually does is it builds insane strength. Of course, keep in mind when I'm talking about the rep ranges, we are talking about when you are training to failure, because your body is going to dictate how much weight you can actually do in the low rep category. And when you move on to the high rep category, same thing applies. You're training to failure, so your body can tell you exactly what weight you should be doing to fail within that bracket. So low reps, 4 to 8 reps total. What does this do for the body? It builds insane strength. What this does for you is it makes you immensely stronger. But will it build more muscle? Not necessarily. It will build more lasting muscle in my interpretation. I noticed that if I stop the gym for 2 or 3 months, I tend to hold the muscle tissue when I am training to failure on a low rep range. So what is high reps? High reps is failing between 10 to 12, upwards to 16 reps to failure. And when you're doing this, this is normally what gives you that pump, hypertrophy training. And if you think about this just in a logical standpoint, forget the science hoopla and all the garbage. I've done this all, I've tried both multiple times. Hypertrophy training is the actual training that sends blood and nutrients to the muscle, which is why it expands your muscle temporarily. That's why you have a bigger pump when you are training with hypertrophy training, with high rep training. But here is the problem. In order for you to get to 12 reps, 14 reps, 15 reps, you're gonna need to drop the weight significantly, because there's no way you're gonna be failing with an insane amount of weight at the 12 rep range, right? So what do we do to fix that? Here's where low reps come in. If you are training to failure on low reps, 4 to 8 reps solid until you fail. And when I say fail, I mean fail. I mean, if somebody paid you $1 million in cash to do one more rep, you could complete the rep. That is true failure. You need this in order to get strong enough so that when you move on to the high rep portion, you are able to increase the weight because you're now stronger. So you're building strength in the low rep category in order to do more weight, heavier weight in the high rep category. And that is where you build muscle, my friend. That is the secret to building insane amounts of muscle, is to do heavy weight for high reps. And in order to do heavy weight for high reps, you're first gonna need to do heavy weight for low reps in order to build the strength that is capable of doing heavy weight for high reps. See how that works? So what do you do? How do you build a program that incorporates both? Well, firstly, let's break this down into one workout exercise. Let's say you do one exercise for 4 sets. How this would translate is the first 2 sets you do would be in the 5, 6, 7, 8 rep range to failure. And those 2 sets will then lead on to the following 2 sets, which will be a lower rate where you're failing at 10 to 12 reps till failure. If you incorporate this on every single exercise that you do, all you have to do is 2 sets of each. Now you're in the perfect category to get stronger and get bigger simultaneously. So that's the secret. Take it to your grave. Shh, don't tell anyone. Ciao.